Carlos Williams has been a little bit of an interesting journey for me to revisit that. He passed away the same year that I was born. And going through school and high school, I was exposed to some of his work, and it was like, oh, well, this is new, because they were really still in the 70s, still teaching the classics so much, and it hadn't come up, and my mother was like, oh, well, that's kind of different. But what I liked about it, and one thing that I told her, is just a interesting quip, is Emerson and Thoreau were always friends, because I loved their nature themes and how they integrated that in with social perspective of their day. And that's something that William Carlos Williams has done too. And I saw that in his work when I was in school, and then didn't really remember or see him ever again until now so much, and then look back at it. But that's one of the things that did appeal to me, because I believe he was influenced very much by Thoreau and Emerson, who we've showcased before. And it's a gradual progression, and then how this man is influencing what comes along later, which is what Ian's been telling us about. But he also does a lot of social commentary in his writings, and very interesting, chronicling what he sees in his day at a certain time, and makes it fascinating reading in his short stories and his plays, not just his poetry. I've got a couple of little quotes from him. It's the anarchy of poverty that delights me, because he liked to see that social change, upheaval, and he saw that as a motivating factor for a lot of people. So that's cool. And then another one is to refine, to clarify, to intensify that eternal moment in which we alone are there, but is a single force, imagination. That gave me a little bit of insight into what his thought process was as he was writing. And he also says, I think all writing is a disease. You can't stop it. And he couldn't stop it. And he was a doctor by day, and notoriously there are files and files of his script pads, but he scribbled down a little short poem or something that he sees in life that he has to write down right now. And it's a disease. He couldn't stop it. He had to do it. And he would write them on everything. That was kind of a cool, interesting little thing that's come up doing the research. And here's a good one, too. It's a short poem. It's called Proof of Immortality. For there is one thing braver than all flowers, richer than clear gems, wider than the sky, immortal and unchangeable, whose powers transcend reason, love, and sanity. And thou, beloved, art that godly thing, marvelous and terrible. In a glance, an injured Juno roused against heaven's king. And thy name, lovely one, is ignorance. I don't know, I just thought that was really fun. And I think Paul has something to share with us as well.
Thank you. One of the reasons I like Williams is because I see him as derivative of Whitman, who I like and spent a lot of time and did a thesis on. But he moves beyond that. And Ezra Pound reluctantly acknowledged that, I think in the 20s. He hated Whitman in his early life, and he finally came to terms and said, you know, damn it, you're pretty good. And I don't know why exactly, but one of my favorite poems from Williams It's called At the Ball Game, and it's because I like baseball. And I find it insightful in a really different way. At the ball game. The crowd at the ball game is moved uniformly by a spirit of uselessness, which delights them. All the exciting detail of the chase and the escape, the error, the flash of genius, all to no end, save beauty, the eternal. So in detail, they, the crowd, are beautiful. For this to be warned against, saluted, and defied, it is alive, venomous. It smiles grimly, its words cut. The flashy female with her mother gets it. The Jew gets it straight. It is deadly, terrifying. It's the Inquisition, the Revolution. It is beauty itself that lives, day by day, in them, idly. This is the power of their faces. It is summer. It is the solstice. The crowd is cheering. The crowd is laughing in detail, permanently, seriously, without thought. It takes a couple of readings for me to really connect the dots here, but very nice.
And analyzing humanity was his religion, I believe, for William Carlos Williams. He elevated it to that, to respect everybody that's around him and embrace it. All different ones. That's what I get.
Yeah. I just find this insightful. People do go to the ballpark to escape everything, to cheer ignorantly, if you want to say it that way. He did.
Ones that were supposed to be here are at the ballpark today.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay, yeah.
There's a special deal going on. People that were going to be here since start.
Okay. Legacy. His wife Florence died, I believe, in 1976. And his estate, and when I mean estate, what he wrote, and like Martha had pointed out, he had boxes and drawers and containers full of note cards, napkins, paper, scraps, and his wife didn't feel that it would be her thing to put this together. So his eldest son is still working on it. Of the papers that have been organized, there's been since 1970 to 2004, there's approximately 10 books that have been published. Just in stuff that had not been put together previously. And the Williams estate at this particular point in time says it's probably 70 more volumes.
70? Wow.
Of just sheer stuff. So his legacy. At the during his lifetime, he was given the very first award from the National Book Award for poetry. So the U.S. National Book Award, he was the first to win. He won the 62 Pulitzer as well. The Gold Medal of Poetry from the National Institute of Arts and Letters. He did so well with awards that the National Institute of Arts and Letters has an award named after him called the William Carlos Williams Award. Now, of course, this is for the best book of poetry published by a small publisher, university press, or by a nonprofit. And these set awards have been given out to some of the most amazing poets that we know of today. Example would be Toni Morrison, just recent. Of course, his home in Patterson his home in Rutherford is part of the National Historic Register. You can go there and visit. It is open. And while he was in Europe, and because he had befriended so many people that he had befriended, when they built The Hague, he's the only American writer that has a quote on it. And the quote is, "This is just to say it." And this quote is walked by every day by the judicial branch of The Hague. The National College of Arts, the National Colleges of Arts and Sciences also have an award called the William Carlos Williams Award. This is for letters and prose. Brown University, Harvard University, and Princeton also have a William Carlos Williams Award for Best Student Writers. This is a man who marked the preceding generations with greatness, created modernism, avant-garde, the study and the acceptance of avant-garde art in America. As Salvador Dali had said, if we had not had William Carlos Williams, there would not be a Salvador Dali in America. So there's a lot of things that this man left behind. So anyways, I'm going to leave it with that. I'd like to thank Neptune Grill for hosting us. I'd like to thank the Ink Tank for putting this together. I'd like to thank the Blueberry Patch for being out there. And thank you, Martha Muzzy and Kurt Thompson.
Everybody come out to the Blueberry Patch.
And next month will be American Modernists.
American Modernists,
Tijan, this dream's where you belong. Your golden journey now has just begun. With your mother's arms to hold you, your brother's light to guide, your quest for wisdom will not be denied.